rather than educate black children. Not for a week, not for a protest. For 5 full years, they don't teach this in school because they don't want us to know it. That's why History exists. So in 1959, after the Supreme Court ruled segregation illegal, one county in Virginia made a decision that shocked the nation. Instead of integrating its public schools, Prince Edward County shut them down completely. White leaders said it openly. If black children were going to learn alongside white children, then no children would learn at all. Overnight, public schools were closed, doors locked, classrooms empty, black children left with nothing. But here's the part that hurts most. White children still went to school. Private whites-only academies were created almost overnight, funded with public money, tax credits, state support. White students kept learning. Black students were abandoned in the same country where they were born. No buses, no classrooms, no teachers, just silence. For 5 years, from 1959 to 1964, black children in Prince Edward County received no public education. Some tried to learn in church basements. Some were taught by neighbors. Some were sent far away to live with relatives. Many received no education at all. Children lost years of reading, years of math, years of opportunity. Not because they couldn't learn, but because America refused to teach them. This wasn't an accident. It was policy. County leaders said segregation was more important than education, more important than children, more important than the future. Only after national pressure and Supreme Court intervention were the schools forced to reopen. 5 years later, too late for many, some children never returned to school. Some never recovered academically. Some carried that loss for the rest of their lives. So when people say segregation wasn't that bad, everyone had schools. It was just different. Remember this, America once chose ignorance over equality. It shut down an entire school system just to keep black children out. And ask yourself, if they were willing to sacrifice education itself, what else were they willing to destroy?
These are the same people that tried to convince us that we're only 3/5 human.
King of England showered 3 times in 3 months.
Oh,
and that was
God.
a scandal. Everyone was like, this motherfucker.
He's using up the water.
He thinks he is something else.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
no
my
one
God.
showered. It was rare to change your clothes once a year.
God.
Yeah, well,
And
that's what they
shower.
said about the Mongols, that their clothes, because there was
Yeah,
animal
made out
skins.
like rats.
They were literally, rats.
Living
they
in them?
literally rot off of them.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Their
They were so
clothes
fucking
were like
mad.
rotting off of them. It was thought that water spread disease, so the less you bathed, the less vulnerable you were.
Which it probably did.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like pond water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
So
back
they're
when it was
just
stir fires.
shitting into holes in the ground and
Yeah.
not washing their
The
assholes.
cities were just same water. Everyone throwing their shit out of their fucking window.
right.
Dude, palaces like Henry's Hampton Court had to be constantly evacuated so they could be cleaned of the accumulated mounds of human waste.
No plumbing.
So he just kept shitting in all his different houses. He's the original shit order.
I didn't know that this wasn't common knowledge. And if you didn't know this, that means you don't follow me. But white people have always indulged in cannibalism. They ate their slaves and they ate black people that were free after the Emancipation Proclamation, after lynchings. If you didn't know this, you don't follow me. And if you don't follow me, you should follow me. My name's Chemistry. I teach Black history. I'm not part of Hillman Talk. I just do this for fun. And out of the passion that I have for spreading Black history. And just like everything else on my page, I'm not just feeding you a bunch of bullshit. Now, I didn't know that this wasn't common knowledge. And if you didn't know this, that means you don't follow me. But white people have always indulged in cannibalism. They ate their slaves and they ate black people that were free after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Do you know that months after slavery ended, Mississippi passed a law to seize black children and give them to white families? They called it apprenticeship, but it was slavery returning through paperwork. They were not criminals, they were not runaways. They were orphans or children the state claimed their parents couldn't properly care for. In 1865, Mississippi created a law giving sheriffs power to take any black child they found unemployed or unsupervised. And once taken, they were handed to white masters or mistresses. Black parents begged the courts for their children. But the law said white families had the right to keep them. Children worked fields, cleaned houses, raised white babies, all under contracts signed against their will. But freedmen didn't stay silent. Parents filed petitions, black churches protested. Some families stole their own children back in the night. This system spread across the South Virginia, Georgia, Louisiana, North Carolina. It lasted years after slavery ended, stealing childhoods and shattering families.